Alistair Overeem is here. He's fighting for the UFC heavyweight title September the 10th at UFC 203. And this is your first title fight since you joined the UFC in 2011. So I guess the first question is, why is it taking so long for someone to give you a title shot?
Well, because in the wonderful world we live in, you got to deserve it. So we had to kind of, and we had our ups and downs. I mean, I've been training and competing for 22 years now. Life has its ups and downs. But when I got in the UFC, I defeated Brock. And then after that, it kind of went down. I had 2 losses. But we fought ourselves back up. And here we are. We got 2-year winning streak, 4 wins. We beat the number 2, Junior Dos Santos. We beat Ronda Rousey, Roy Nelson, and Stefan Struve. And, yeah.
And here you are.
My birthday is September the 10th. Does this change your approach to the fight?
Well, it just means it's going to be a great day.
Even better day.
And it's happening in Cleveland. You've lived all over the world, and you're fighting in the Cleve. How does that make you feel?
Yeah. Well, it's hostile territory because Stipe is from
That's
there.
right.
And, okay, what do I think about it? I fought all over the world, right? In Japan.
Yep.
Cleveland is not really hostile. I fought in Russia, where you're fighting a Russian guy, and it's like everybody's like looking cranky. It's like cold weather. It's like a pour over there. Everybody's got those long raincoats. That was hostile territory.
Are they smoking
You don't know if you're going to make it out
too?
alive. Yeah, everybody's smoking their thing.
Everyone's
Cleveland
doing it
is
in the
nice.
Cleveland,
It's America. It's there's UFC, the Athletic State Commission.
And if you fight in Russia, you're afraid that you might not even get paid?
Well, it was in 2000 and 2001. I mean, economic crisis was a drama over there.
Yeah.
So
the Cleve is going to be no problem.
Cleve
for
is
you.
no problem.
Yeah.
It's like fighting at home.
And then, obviously, you and Stipe are the headliners, but CM Punk is also on the card fighting in UFC. Man, this is everyone's talking about this. You posted on Twitter that you were rooting for him. We'll all find out what he's made of. It seems like you don't think he's going to fare. Would I say that correctly? That you don't think he's going to fare very, very well?
Well, I like upsets, but let's be honest. CM Punk is, how old is he? Anybody have?
I think he's 60 now.
60 years old. Okay, so he's like 36, 37, or 48.
Yeah,
He's
somewhere
somewhere in
in there.
that range. So you're going to have your first MMA fight ever in the UFC, main event. The audience is going to be packed. You have millions of people watching all over the world. And everybody wants to see action. Everybody wants to see blood.
Yeah.
And you have some young kid across the thing who's hungry. He's got 2 fights, 2 wins.
Yeah. Everyone's talking about his opponent. No one's talking about him.
About
right?
CM Punk?
Yeah.
Listen, he wants to make money.
Yeah.
He wants to build his name.
Yeah.
And so you have 2 scenarios. Scenario 1, CM Punk is going to go swinging because it's not going to be really that technical, because at that level, when you have 0 fights, you're not really that technical. You got to learn that. You got to learn control. You got to learn all these things. So he's going to swing for the fence. He's going to clip him. He's going to win the fight. And it's going to be great for that evening. But then his next fight comes. And that, any way you look at it, he's going to reach a ceiling. And welterweight is a tough division. I don't know if you guys saw Carlos Condit versus Damian Maia, both top-level guys, top striking, top grappling. Who else do we got? You got a champion, Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
Robbie
Big
Lawyer.
hitter. Yeah.
Cowboy now is in there too. So it's like a division of death. He just wandered into like, dumpy.
Right.
Hey, let's see what's going on over here. And I understand it. He's doing it a little bit. The deal maybe was good that was in front of him, and he wants to test himself and this and that. But as you can see that picture that I tested, we're going to see what you're made of, because everybody in the UFC wants to break you. He doesn't know it yet. That's the whole thing. I know it because I have 86 fights against top competition, and I've kicked ass. And I've gotten my ass kicked, and then you know. But when you have 0 fights and you're doing the WWE fake wrestling, with all due respect, because there's a lot of fans and this and that, but it's fake, it's scripted, and it's tough on the body, but it's not real fighting.
And you mentioned the WWE, so Brock Lesnar, that was your first UFC fight. He tested positive. Do you think he was on steroids that fight?
Well, I'm not gonna throw stuff, but I only had one question, and that was like, when I fought him was 4 years ago, and he looked better now at 40 years of age than 4 years ago when I fought him at 36 years of age, and I don't understand how that is possible.
When I asked that question, you looked at me. I thought you were going to kill me. I was terrified there for a moment.
He still might. This interview is not over yet.
Well, we'll do it in that little small back dark room in the back.
Someone
Do
drew
we have
this.
the car and the trunk open yet? The trunk ready yet?
Dan's going to be thrown in the trunk by the end of this interview. That would be a nice way to end the interview.
happened
Just have
before.
a vehicle pull up here and Dan get thrown in the trunk. You know, Alistair, people ask you to punch them in the stomach on a regular
that's
basis.
odd.
This is very weird. You tend to oblige, even if it's a kid.
You know, we've all done things in our life.
Look at this kid. Look, this kid I love how he's like CM Punk. He's like, la, 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 no problem.
But I do really believe that if, you know, because you have these kids, some have an attitude, and this is not in America, by the way, so no lawsuits. No, this was in Europe, and in Europe it's a little bit more, less liability. So
Sure.
if somebody comes up to you, and there's a lot of kids, like, for example, you know, England, Ireland, they're like a little bit tough, and they have a little attitude,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, so you don't mind bringing them
they're
down
not
to
shy.
pay.
If you go more to the east, to like Poland and
Right.
the Baltics,
Eastern Europe,
they're
it's
more
tough.
respectful and they're more like, ooh, this is. But in Ireland, you know, a little kid, hey, give me a punch, and he's kind of like daring you, and you kind of make a joke, I don't want to do it, and then they keep on going, and then after a while, you're like,
Yeah,
let's do
they're
it.
asking for
Because in the end, you know, I am a fighter.
Yeah.
And I do like to
Punch people.
enjoy to.
Could Jay take one of your punches?
it. Could I? I don't think so.
No, you don't want
It
to
is my
punch.
birthday, though.
You know, I can kind of see. It is your birthday. Congratulations.
Thank you very
have,
much. Thank you, my friend. Yeah.
No, but
Yeah, you're supposed to punch the person in the shoulder as many times as it's their birthday, right?
Okay, go for it.
no, we're not gonna do it.
I was,
Liability.
you notice I was really getting ready.
But listen, I can kind of tell if I look somebody in the eyes if somebody can take a punch. You are not built to fight, and there's no disrespect. It doesn't matter. The
fine.
same goes for CM Punk. When I
So I'm
look
in the
at
CM
him,
Punk category.
no, when I look at his facial structure and his skin, some people have thick skin; they just don't cut. CM Punk's skin will cut easily.
It's like
will bruise easily.
it's like
His
paper.
nose will, you
Paper
know.
mache.
Yeah.
What do you see when you look in my eyes?
He's
You
just
see a
not
fighter?
durable. A little bit more than him.
Yeah! Boom!
That's like, you couldn't be more incorrect. I want to fight you right now, but I'm afraid of you.
No, you don't want to fight me.
No, I don't.
That was a great video, you punching that kid. Let's see you knocking, what is this, a little girl's holding a blocking pad? Let's see what happens. Whoa! Whoa! That escalated quickly.
That's actually very funny.
She didn't know it was coming.
Is she still alive?
She's still alive. Yeah. Actually, that was for her birthday.
Oh, so that's what
That's
happened
right.
if you punched me right
But
now.
again, Holland, no liability.
Right. So the
okay
Dutch
to-
are always crazy.
So it's just no rules over in Europe? No
No,
rules anywhere?
but here you have a thing. If I kind of yell at you or I, you know, push a strike is I got, you know, and then it's like a
Could be a
whole-
lawsuit.
It's
Could
the
be-
whole thing,
Right.
and then yeah. So you don't have that. In Europe, it's not as crazy. You know, you would get a fine, but it's
Yeah.
like a fixed fine. You know, if I would be, or if somebody, let me put it talk aside, if somebody would be sentenced for an assault, it would be like $1,000 and like 20 hours community service or something.
Okay.
But it's not like here. It's like depending on your income, right?
Right.
So can you punch me, please?
No way. Now, The Rock broke the internet when he posted this throwback version of himself with a fanny pack, which I gotta say is. Now, you responded to this a few months ago with this. I gotta say, that's not a bad look for you, my friend.
You can pull it off. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
The hair does it, eh? It's the hair.
Or maybe it's the turtleneck, the fanny pack. Fanny packs get a bad rap, I feel like. You can carry things in
Yeah,
there.
it's like a man's purse.
a weapon.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, well, you know, humor I think is important. So we you know, I like to post stuff that's funny. about
That's fair.
You want to
Good
play a
job.
game?
myself. Shoot.
Okay, it's over under. We're gonna play over under. Okay,
Dan, I hope you know how this game works.
you started, so I know.
Okay. All right. Over under 2.5. 2.5 rounds. Number of rounds Stipe will last against you. Will he last?
Under.
Under. Okay.
4.5. Number of times you will connect with a flying knee. Over under. 4.5.
Under.
So cool. 1.5. Number of rounds Connor would last against you.
Over.
1.5. Number of times you've watched the movie Demolition Man.
Over.
Yeah. Sandra Bullock in that movie. She looks great.
Who else is in that?
Stallone and
Snipes?
Wesley Snipes.
Pre-tax evasion Wesley Snipes.
How is he doing now then?
I think he's probably in jail.
Is he in jail?
Yeah, probably. Or
I'm gonna
he's making
Google
a
it.
sequel to Passenger 57. Either way, he's sort of in some sort of jail.
And finally, 1.5 number of Taylor Swift songs you can name.
Under.
Good for you. UFC 203 is Saturday, September the 10th on Dan's birthday. That's where Alistair Overeem will punch Stann in the stomach in front of millions of pay-per-view subscribers. Best of luck to you, my friend.